Welcome to SOS Media, your number one source of the latest news, opinions, and in-depth investigations that dig deeper into today's developing stories around the globe. We can correctly recall that the Brooklyn-born Aaliyah Diane Haughton started voice lessons shortly after she learned to talk. Determined to be a star, she signed a contract with Jive Records at the age of 12 and came to popular acclaim in 1994. Unfortunately, on her way home from a music video shoot in 2001, a plane crash killed Aaliyah and 8 members of her film crew. She was 22 years old at the time of her death. R&B singer and actress Aaliyah Diane Haughton was born on January 16, 1979 in Brooklyn, New York and raised in Detroit, Michigan. The young singer competed unsuccessfully on the television program Star Search at age 11, but later that same year, she performed with R&B legend Gladys Knight, the former wife of her uncle and manager Barry Hankerson, at a 5-night stand in Las Vegas. In 1994, at the age of 15, Aaliyah catapulted onto the R&B charts herself with her debut album Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, produced by the successful king of R&B R. Kelly, which quickly sold 1 million copies and eventually earning platinum status. Over the years, many like to overlook certain topics when they mention the late Aaliyah, and it has seemed convenient for them to always throw her name out in connection with R. Kelly and in a negative light, though when she was alive she had nothing but good things to say about him. What we should actually find more interesting is her uncle Barry Hankerson's behavior and the impact it had on both Aaliyah's short life and her story with R. Kelly. Hankerson was once married to Gladys Knight and is the brother of Aaliyah's mother Diane Haughton. If you look at the whole picture and not just bits and pieces that make some people look good and others like monsters, the truth reveals the motive Barry Hankerson had in using his niece's name to mask his shady business. It is well known that Barry Hankerson has been accused of spreading false rumors about his ex and attempting to blow up her car, purchased a business his ex worked for just to fire her, and the open claims that she had HIV. It has also been blatantly obvious that every Hankerson has worked with has ended with the same fate of being cheated out of their royalties, and left to pick up the tax bills from the IRS. With all the lawsuits and piling accusations against Hankerson, surprisingly some people are so willing to accept his distorted stories about his former artist R. Kelly, without mentioning his motives in lying about his involvement in setting up the king of R&B. With all the obvious and well-published things Hankerson has been allowed to get away with, one would have to ask about what type of connections he is that keep him shielded under the radar. Given the fact that R. Kelly is being charged with heading a criminal enterprise, it would appear the connections Hankerson holds keep him from being mentioned, though it is believed many of his shady business dealings are the cause of most of R. Kelly's problems. From being behind the fraudulent marriage of his niece to pilfering the artists he managed money and publishing rights. Many out there are unaware of the fact that Hankerson was once in politics in Michigan. It has been reported that Hankerson contributed greatly in the Obama administration and even helped write a movie in support of his good friend, who happens to also be from Chicago. To quickly summarize the loopholes many of these record labels use to get over on the artists signed to them, if you were to trace the 3 major labels today, Sony, Universal and Warner, you will notice a pattern of labels merging with other labels and editing their names. Blackground was no different when it went from Blackground Enterprises to Blackground Records in the year 2000, which is the same year in which Hankerson was fired from managing R. Kelly. One would actually be right to wonder as to why Hankerson would continue working for a man who allegedly got involved with his underage niece. Is it really a coincidence an alleged Kelly tape emerged following Hankerson's termination? All these and more of such developments keep us completely puzzled. It's true that not only was Hankerson let go but also being sued left and right for his shady business deals concerning producers and others out of their agreed-upon payouts. One producer in particular who worked with P. Diddy sued Hankerson, stating that he had not only cheated him out of royalties but also left him with a $400,000 debt to the IRS. The most important question is why? The common conclusion is the fact that blackmail and extortion is far too common in both the industry and politics. It's really very intriguing to note that even when R. Kelly faced his first trial, some key political figures were making backdoor deals for Epstein, who had publicly admitted his guilt. Let's say it's a rare coincidence that Senator Chuck Schumer, who was found making backdoor deals with Comcast, which is also partnered with Sony Records, and who also recommended the New York judge Ann Donnelly in R. Kelly's case to then-President Obama. Call it a conspiracy if you may, yet do strongly believe that these strange connections are worth being investigated. Is it possible we are consistently being fed the same tragic ending for the artists they build so high, just to tear down in the end? It appears to me that the real predators are those corporations that take advantage of the disadvantaged, create these unobtainable lifestyles, use these artists as puppets to influence the general public, but only to later fall victim to the systematic oppression many fail to realize they experience. These people knew R. Kelly could not read nor write, yet it remains mind-boggling to think about how many contracts he signed, trusting those handling his business affairs to be acting in his best interest. It is even believed these payouts the media now likes to mention are more evidence of extortion, which those working with him would know, considering most record labels make these settlements through insurance companies. Now, following the release of her album in May 1994, which sold millions, Aaliyah and R. Kelly made a joint appearance on BET show Video Soul when they were 15 and 27 respectively. Despite being told not to discuss their personal relationship or Aaliyah's age by a Jive Records representative, the presenter Leslie Seeger insisted on saying, "Okay, let's clear something else. Everybody seems to think y'all either boyfriend or girlfriend or cousins or friends. Let's just get the record straight." To which Aaliyah replied, No, we're not related at all. We're just very close. This is my best friend." Meanwhile, for all of us who have been waiting to have a glimpse at the contents of the federal government's reply to R. Kelly's Illinois appeal brief, we'll now have to wait for another extra 30 days to do so, because the government has been granted another 1-month extension. This development means that she'll have to wait till the 31st of October 2023 and the reply brief by the appellant, if any, by November 21, 2023. This is according to the United States Court of Appeal, Northern District of Illinois Eastern Division, the Court of Appeal for the 7th Circuit. As we continue to witness more new developments occurring during R. Kelly's appeal proceedings, we can just stay optimistic that this time this relevant truth will be put into consideration. We believe R. Kelly and his legal team will be able to outline all the injustices, misinterpretations of the law, cases of lying and witness tampering that have marred all R. Kelly's legal proceedings, and that the law, truth and justice will this time along prevail. It has been a long wait, and we can't wait any longer to see R. Kelly regain his deserved freedom. Thank you for watching today's video, brought to you by SOS Media. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of our videos. Also remember to leave your comment about today's topic in the comment section below.